Listener discretion is advised.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the I Should Totally Be Dead Right Now podcast, where we tell true stories of survivors of true crime, natural disasters, and everything else in between. How's it going, Michelle?
Woo woo! It's going good.
That's a really good
Yeah, I'm feeling the drinks that we had.
Yes, and actually these drinks are a suggestion that we got from one of our listeners. So what is it? I'll tell you. Well, actually, I want to give her a shout out, so...
Well, we had to do a little improvisation,
Yes.
if you will, with the drinks, because it turns out that the booze that she recommended is not available here in Oregon.
It's not in Oregon at all.
Which, it's a vanilla spiced rum, if you will.
Yes, and it's called Lambs, like the...
Like
meh,
a little...
like that. A lamb spiced rum. And all you have to do is add Coke, and it tastes just like a vanilla Coke. Her name is Jessica.
Oh, thank you,
And
Jessica.
I believe she's in Canada. I think that's what she said. Or I looked her up and I'm a stalker. I don't know.
Yeah. Don't worry, Jessica. We don't know your full address.
But, so she suggested that, and we're like, yes, that sounds delicious. But again, we had to improvise because we don't have that in Oregon.
Is it a brand name, like the Lamb's?
Yeah, it's Lamb's spiced rum, but it's
Oh.
vanilla spiced rum. And so what we did is we just got spiced rum and vanilla Coke, which it turns out it's really delicious. So I bet this drink that she suggested would be even better.
Probably. Well, I'm on my third, and
Same. It's so good.
it is so good.
It's just like a vanilla Coke. You can't even taste the booze, which
You
is
can't.
dangerous.
It's a little dangerous. We're getting a little crazy. We were getting into some big
dreams. We were talking about...
we were talking about dreams and crushed dreams and...
Yeah.
But
Midlife
on to other
crises,
things.
it's
I
fine.
can't even care less about your dreams, Kaylin.
Oh.
That's not true at all.
Shattered again. It's fine.
I have puppies.
Oh, that's right.
So we have 3 girls and 2 boys, all little, like, almost solid black German Shepherds.
Wow.
So
Isn't that rare? Isn't
all black?
Yeah.
Well, Dad, Maverick,
Uh-huh.
is almost all black, except
Right.
for his little feet and everything. But I think actually they'll lighten up.
Oh, okay.
Like, we were kind of looking on Google at other pictures of German Shepherds being born, and so many of them were almost solid black. So I think it's fairly common.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if that's the case or not, but it seemed like it. Oh, I love those goddamn puppies so
Yeah,
much.
right?
Charlie's such a devoted mom, though. As soon as you, like, even touch them, she is all over you to tell you to please leave them
please
the fuck
go away.
alone. Yeah.
She's not aggressive. She's just like, excuse me.
I will take that puppy back, please.
Yeah, that is mine. Well, I'll be at your house all the time. So,
Oh, please do, because I love them.
all right. So
Now we have to talk
adorable.
about something other than puppies, whatever
know,
the fuck.
right?
Ugh. All right, Caitlin.
We're jumping into the story. Okay, listen to this. This
All right.
story is about Ashley Wallace.
Ashley Wallace. Okay.
So it is it's not today. Wow. It is January 11th, 2000. And
Well, it's practically today, just a few years ago.
so Ashley is 11, 12, around that age.
Okay.
And she has a younger sister named Bree. So
Okay,
Ashley
so-
and Bree.
Cute.
It's a cute name, right?
Yeah.
So she had a pretty normal childhood, but as she got older, she lived through some traumatic things.
Oh, no.
But on this day, her father was found unresponsive and was rushed to the hospital.
Oh, dear.
So her father went to the doctors a few weeks before thinking he had an inner ear infection or an inner ear disorder or something.
Oh, fuck, Caitlin. Are you serious? Like, this is my worst nightmare. I have all kinds of ear issues.
That's true. So you have 3 months? I'm just kidding.
That's horrifying.
I'm just kidding. That's terrible. You don't. Okay. No.
Oh, that kind of brought some tears to my
I'm
eyes.
sorry. Oh, gosh.
Not crying. That was
Oh,
hilarious.
Okay, good. But he was pronounced dead. They told the family that it was pretty much a heart attack. So it wasn't an ear thing. So you're okay.
I'm all
You're
right.
fine. You're fine. You'll be just fine.
So he was not feeling well due to
Right.
this inner ear thing.
That he thought he
But
had.
he was found unresponsive on the couch, and that was due to a heart attack.
Correct.
Gotcha. Okay.
So the family was extremely saddened of this and the loss, of course. He was
Yeah.
only 38 years old. Like, he was young.
Oh, yeah, that's fucking scary as hell.
So on August 16th, 2003, Ashley's mom, her name is Stacy, she got remarried to this man named David Castor. She met through her boss. So the boss kind of like set them up.
Is David an okay guy?
We will find out.
Oh, I suspect he is not.
Stacy took his name, but the girls did not. David was really into the outdoors, and he had a boat, four-wheelers, snowmobiles. Like, he was the family security.
He was a fucking weekend warrior type
he
situation. Okay.
Ashley and Bree had a hard time with this marriage, just because it was a few years after the death of their father. They did not want their father to be replaced.
Yeah.
And David was difficult with the kids. He expected them to do, like, everything he wanted them to do. Like, do this, you know, and
if they didn't immediately jump up and do it, it was like, what the fuck are these kids doing this whole time?
Yeah, the disrespect, right? So,
Indeed.
2 years later, on August 22nd, 2005, a 911 call was placed by Stacy that her husband locked her out of the bedroom at 5 a.m. on Sunday, and now it's Monday, and he still hasn't come out of the bedroom.
Oh, jeez.
So Stacy said that they had a huge fight, and he took a bottle of Southern Comfort and locked himself in the room. She thought that he just got drunk and was sleeping it off because she could hear him, like, snoring while she listened to the door.
Okay, so she knew he wasn't dead in there.
Well, now that he's not coming out after that bit, she couldn't hear anything.
Okay, so she heard the snoring.
And she's like, he's sleeping it off. I'm going to leave him alone.
Now I haven't heard anything for a little while, so I'm calling 911.
Exactly.
Okay.
So the police showed up and broke down the door. They found David dead on the bed with 2 glasses on the nightstand, one with antifreeze in it. They also found a bottle of antifreeze open under the bed.
Oh, no.
With his apparent suicide, the investigation began to expect foul play when they found a turkey baster in the trash smelling of alcohol. Stacy told the police that he was depressed because his father recently passed away. But friends of David said that he wouldn't do that. That he was never...
He was
kind of
vital in his life, and...
Yeah, he was the weekend warrior, you know? He was...
He's not gonna fucking kill himself.
Right? It was especially weird when David's will left everything to Stacy, Ashley, and Bree, but not to his son.
Oh, indeed.
So, the investigation was open for 2 years, trying to figure...
Oh, shit, that's a
long
while.
time, right? Yeah. The investigators started looking at Stacy's first husband, Michael's death. Because, you know, he passed away of a heart attack.
Course.
They kind of had some similarities. So on September 5th, 2007, Michael's body was exhumed to complete an autopsy.
Oh, okay.
Because I guess they didn't really do that because they're like, oh, it's a heart attack.
Yeah. And
no need to.
No foul play was suspected, so they went ahead and on with the funeral.
So the thing about antifreeze is that it is a painful death, but it leads to a formation of crystals in the organs.
Oh, okay.
So while doing the autopsy, boom, loaded with crystals.
Of the exhumed body?
Yep.
Oh, my.
His organs were full of crystals. So police set up a camera at Stacy's home and at the graveyard and wiretapped her phone.
A little sting operation,
Exactly.
if you will.
So on September 7th, 2007, so 2 days after the body was exhumed, Stacy was brought in for questioning. One investigator asked, do you remember which glass that you poured the cranberry juice in? Because she made him a drink. Stacy said, well, when I poured in the antifreeze, I mean...
She did not!
The cranberry juice. No. When detectives called her on her little slip-up, she immediately got defensive and stopped the interview and left.
That's the shit that would happen to me. That's how I'm going down for murder, is my own fucking slip-up. How did you murder Caitlin? Well, I murdered her exactly. Oh, no, that's not exactly what
It would
I
be
meant
like,
to say.
Michelle, did you do it? Yes.
Oh, no, I
did not.
I misunderstood the question.
So it was September 12th, 2007, and Ashley was attending her first day of college. And 2 investigators came in to tell her that how her father actually died.
God, how
she thought it was a heart attack,
devastating.
right?
Would that fucking be?
On your first day of college, too. Like,
yeah.
My future is bright.
We're shutting that shit down. It is not as bright as you're hoping.
No.
Poor thing.
Shocked by the news, Ashley calls her mom and questions her about the conversation she had with investigators. So Stacy told Ashley, you know what? Come to the house. We will talk. We'll have a drink and discuss things.
Are you even fucking kidding me? You know what? If you ever call me up and like, hey, do you want to come over and have a drink? I'm going to just say no from now on because I don't feel safe about this at all.
So Ashley drinks a mixed vodka drink her mom made her. She becomes lethargic and passes out in her bedroom.
What sort of fucking crazy mom is this?
She wakes up hungover, but went to school anyways. She's a trooper. She's
she
a real,
is a trooper.
19, 20-year-old, you know? After school, she came back to the house, and Stacy's like, hey, we should get drunk again and celebrate your 21st birthday early. I mean, she's 19, so it's really early. But let's drink. And so she gave her another vodka drink, but this time, this drink didn't taste very good.
Because it was riddled with antifreeze? I'm just guessing.
Stacy told her and just got her a straw to drink through the straw and just put it at the back of her throat and just drink it.
What the fuck?
So Stacy's like, okay, yeah. So she drank the whole drink. I mean, it's your mom. Like,
yeah,
you're gonna trust your mom.
I would not think my mom was trying to kill me. I'm going to be honest.
So after that, she became very tired and she went to lay down. Oh, God. The next morning, Bree found Ashley barely breathing.
Oh.
And she told she told Stacy to call 911.
She's like, I dialed the wrong number. I called information instead.
Well, this was the third time in 8 years Stacy had to call 911 for help for an overdose or, for help in general, I guess. She said that Ashley had consumed alcohol and took quite a few doses of medications.
Mm-hmm. Next
to Ashley's body was a typewritten note written by Ashley confessing to the murders of her father and stepfather.
What? Oh my God. Stacy is a motherfucking piece of work.
Right?
Oh my God.
And that's why she wanted to take her life.
Because she felt just so terrible.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
At the hospital, there was multiple different types of drugs. It was like a whole collage of medications.
All kinds of different shit in there. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh.
And she was about 15 minutes from death. Like, Bree found her just in time.
Oh my goodness. Good job, Bree.
Ashley finally and she's 16.
Yeah.
Bree's 16 at this time.
I just got total goosebumps. The poor thing finding her sister.
And your mom just chilling? Like,
yeah.
What?
Oh, what? She murdered her father and stepfather? That's weird.
Yeah.
I guess it's fine. What the fuck?
So Ashley finally wakes up and she is surrounded by people.
Hopefully not her mother.
No. Well, yes, she was there. So they told her about the note, and Ashley was wide-eyed and told them that she did not try to kill herself and did not kill her father's previous. That same day, Stacy is arrested.
Yeah, good.
And she's arrested at the hospital. Like, she came with them. And
she's just trying to play it cool, like she didn't just try to kill her daughter.
Exactly, yeah. So charged with the murder of David Castor and attempted murder of Ashley. That's what they're...
Which one is David? Is David the stepfather?
The stepfather.
Okay.
So on December 20th, 2007, Stacy is indicted on one count of second-degree murder, second-degree attempted murder, and plot to present a forged will. Because, she got everything left to her and the girls and not his son, so there was...
Is the son making a ruckus at this point? Probably
It didn't really go into detail about him, but I probably would. On September 25th, 2008, so we're like a year, the judge rules Michael Wallace's death to be submitted as evidence.
Okay, so murder number 1 is now being used to convict Stacy in murder number 2?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. So they can use that as evidence. So they can present that to the court, like...
We exhumed the body. There was fucking evidence of antifreeze all throughout him. Exactly. He did not die of cardiac arrest.
Mm-hmm. January 12th, 2009, Stacy's trial starts.
Man, this is fucking 9 years later from where we started our story.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Well, I mean, she got away with it the first time.
Yeah, that's true.
So Ashley and Bree take the stand. And the jury deliberated for 4 days, and on February 5th, 2009, Stacy's convicted of second-degree murder, attempted murder, and forgery of David Castor's will.
Oh, okay. So it was clear that she forged it.
Absolutely. So Stacy was not sentenced until March 5th, 2009. so like a month later.
Wow.
She was sentenced to 51 years in prison.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah.
She, deserves that shit.
Oh, absolutely.
Hardcore.
Your own daughter you try to kill and
you
blame
can fuck
all
yourself,
the murders
Stacey.
on them. So Ashley and Bree got to give a statement at sentencing.
Oh, gosh.
So
am I going to start fucking crying?
I don't know, maybe.
Oh.
You have done well with these victim impact statements.
I feel like, yes, I have. Because I have been an emotional wreck lately.
Because you just had puppies.
I did. I think
just
that's
free.
why. I was picking up on poor Charlie's energy. Oh.
Well, through tears, they both got through it. And this is part of what they said. It was like a 5-minute thing. So
okay. we won't do it all.
Yes. She was my best friend, and she took that all away just because she got scared. Well, I was scared too, when all I wanted was my mom. But she was the one who did this. I don't understand how you can say you love someone, and in the next breath, you try to kill them.
Agreed.
Right?
There, Ashley. Yeah.
As horrible as it makes me feel, this is goodbye, Mom. As hard as you tried, I survived. And I will survive because now I'm survived by people who love me.
Oh.
Right?
I know. I might start crying.
Stacey still claims her innocence, though.
Fuck you, Stacey. We're done with you forever.
She said that she did not kill her husband and she would not try to kill her daughter.
No one's buying what you're selling, hun.
Right? Like... There's a note.
Yeah. Where the shit did that come from? Yeah. I'd like to know.
Ashley states, I wish that she would just say, I'm sorry, and just come up with everything that she did.
Yeah, just fess up.
Yeah. Stacey,
it would make us all feel a lot better.
Right. Stacey was called the Black Widow, but she actually passed away in prison in 2016 due to natural causes at the age of 48. One article said it was a heart attack.
Oh, that bitch got some antifreeze.
I don't know, yeah, so...
We're gonna exhume that body and there'll be fucking crystals everywhere.
So, Ashley says, I never got my answers because Stacey died. I know that I didn't do anything wrong. I'm going to do good things in the world, despite her making me, in every sense of the word, an orphan.
Oh, fucking Ashley. God damn it.
That's so sad. And also just not having the answers.
Can you imagine?
Like, can you just, like, say you're sorry you tried to kill your own daughter? And she's like, nah, I didn't
Hard
do
pass.
it. Yeah, I didn't do it. Like, oh, okay.
Oh, my God. I can't even... Just knowing that your own mom tried to kill you.
That's
probably,
a whole nother level, I feel like.
That is a whole nother level.
Someone who, like, you trust and love unconditionally.
She should have just left it at the first one and been done there.
That's true. Or she should have just killed anyways. You know?
Yeah, good point, Caitlin. I guess that's really the takeaway here.
Just don't kill. There you go.
It's not that you should stop after the first one. You should just maybe not do the first one in the first place. Life lessons here, folks.
Life lessons.
God.
So Ashley still struggles with trauma, but she credits her counselor, doctor, and loved ones around her with her progress. As of February 2020, Ashley is engaged to be married and she lives in New York City.
All right.
She's focused on her future and says, as hard as it is to get up every day and put a smile on my face, I know that I have to. Because if I don't, Stacey wins.
Fuck you, Stacey.
Right?
All right. Okay. So I am taking us back a bit.
Ooh.
We're going to 1823.
Wow,
That's
way
right.
back.
The story is about Hugh Glass. Hugh is a a fur trader. And he is just recently signed up with Ashley's 100, which is General William Henry Ashley's expedition out west. So we're in America before it was really, this is the wild, wild west time, if you will. So they're off to do some fur trading.
Cowboys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, he looks like a cowboy, does he not?
Oh, yeah, that's
kind of.
Yeah.
Or like what are those?
Pioneer
or a panner for gold or some such thing. What are those guys called? Oh, good God.
A panner.
There we go. No,
that's what you said.
I feel like there's a word for it, but I can't think of what it is. Oh, well. So anyway, they're heading up the Missouri River to go, find fur, if you will. So expeditions of this kind were very dangerous. There was a lot of still Native American tribes all about. And this one, the Arikara, is that right? Nailed it. They were always at risk of attack from the Arikara warriors. Okay. So it was a tribe in the area that was...
trying to keep their land.
Thank you, yeah. So Ashley's party, the Ashley's 100, soon suffered an assault from this tribe, and 15 of their 100 folks were killed. Their 100 volunteers. Yeah, and Hugh Glass...
Volunteers?
Yeah, they were all volunteers. So
not even getting paid for it.
I think it's one of those you get paid when we get back type situations. We're all going to go out, and then we're going to come home, and we'll split the riches among us of all the furs and shit that we got along the way.
Got it.
So Hugh was wounded in this attack by the Arikara tribe.
That's not good.
No, indeed. So, however, the risk of conflict was not the only danger that the fur trading party had around them. In this day, they were like in southern South Dakota, grizzly bears were also a very big risk at the, because there's wildlife everywhere. I mean, it isn't, of course, today's civilized world, Right. This is before we killed everything. So, wildlife abounded. So, after the attack that Hugh was already wounded in, he went ahead of the party. So, the attack happened. They kind of settled down. They worked, they got everyone taken care of, and then they set out again. So at this point, grizzly bears, they're over 12 feet tall, and they weigh freaking 3/4 of a ton. So we're talking about 1,500 pounds.
Wow.
So just large bears with large
scary.
claws. So an encounter with a grizzly bear left little chance of survival. So one day, while scouting ahead, Hugh accidentally stumbled upon a grizzly bear with her 2 cubs. Oh. So it's a mama bear, as we have our little Charlie. She'd probably rip our faces off too. Oh, I love her so much. Okay. So mama, in protection of her cubs, just charges directly at him. So he tries to shoot his rifle and hits her in the chest, but she just still keeps on coming. So he is now being mauled by a grizzly bear. So it almost scalped him. It punctured his throat and just mauled the shit out of him.
Oh my god.
So he was just beat to shit.
Yeah.
So he got the one shot off, but the bear just continued to just pummel the shit out of him. And in a different one, I read that he actually had a hunting knife also. And so he was trying to stab her and try to get her to hold her off with his hunting knife. And so he was able to hold her off until the rest of the party kind of came upon them, and they actually helped kill her. So that bums me out big time. I know.
Aww. What about the babies?
I'm assuming that they probably grew up and maybe got vengeance later. You killed my mom!
Right.
Oh, poor thing. It sounds like the baby bears were fine, but Mama Bear did not make it.
Oh.
So now Hugh is semi-unconscious, bleeding heavily, and he has suffered serious wounds on his limbs and torso, his throat, and he also has a fractured leg.
Okay.
Yeah, so he is just...
And back in those times, what are you supposed to do?
Yeah, well, you'll see.
Oh.
His companions believed there was little hope of survival.
Oh, yep.
And so they just made him comfortable while they waited for the inevitable. So they just here, take a fur, go lay down, and we'll just wait for you to die. So the next day, Hugh showed little sign of improvement. So he was looking not good at all. But he clung to life. So torn between a sense of loyalty to Hugh and also wanting to get their expedition back on course, they decided to move the company away. But they paid $80 to 2 guys to stay with him. So the rest of the 100 took off to continue the fur expedition.
Okay.
And these 2 guys were supposed to just hang out with him until he died. Yeah. I guess to make sure he died. I don't know why they hung out. Okay. I think it was just, a little bit of
courtesy.
Hope, yeah, like hopefully you don't die and you'll be able to catch up, and these two guys will be here to help you if that happens.
Well, that's nice at least.
So his two companions were getting more and more freaked out that the Arikara tribe was gonna come back and attack them once more. So these two men were John Fitzgerald and Jim Bridger. Jim Bridger was actually a boy. He was not a man. So it was like this man and this young boy were left to tend to this poor dying man. Poor Hugh. So they stayed with him for a week.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And Hugh just continued to stay alive and struggled to, just be alive. But he was not really making any improvements or anything.
He was a constant, just
sadness, just sort of, half unconscious, half, and he's got this broken leg and all these wounds, and
he could eat and drink.
I don't really even think so.
Really? A week though? Dang.
Yeah, they probably gave him a little bit, but they were just, especially Fitzgerald was becoming just increasingly anxious, and so finally he convinced Bridger to abandon Hugh. So they're like, fuck it, we got to get the hell out of here. So, arguing that it made no sense that all three men were to lose their lives, we might as well just have one guy die and we should save ourselves. So off they went. They left him with one bear skin, and they took all the food, they took all the supplies, they took everything and left.
What?
So completely.
Did you leave him some food or water?
No, they left him utterly alone and defenseless. They just presumed that he was going to die in the next day or so.
I think after a week, there's kind of some hope, right?
I would think so, but apparently not.
Right.
So, incredibly, though, our Hugh Glass regained consciousness.
Wow.
And he gradually began to recover his strength. Initially, he was unable to stand, but after a while, he was successfully able to drag himself to a river. And there he drank water, and he found some berries and roots along the way.
This guy wants to live, man.
Yeah, he's
holding on.
That he is. So he was forced to set his own broken leg. I know. And then he also allowed maggots to eat his wounds to kind of keep it from getting gangrene.
There's one thing I can't stand is maggots. I can't do maggots. I can't.
Well, they just might save your life sometime.
I guess.
If you're on the verge of getting tons of infections, it can cut.
I just it's so bad.
Could you imagine looking down at your leg and then just seeing all these maggots?
Just scrolling around
Yum,
and
yum,
eating
yum.
it. No.
Nom, Caitlin.
Move on. Can't.
God. So later, he feasted on the rotting meat of abandoned kills of other animals that were around.
Oh.
So another animal would take down something, they would eat their fill and take off, and then he would eat the scraps that were left behind.
I don't know if I could do it.
Yeah, I feel like this person has a will to live that maybe I perhaps cannot comprehend. Maybe if I was in this situation, maybe my life has been a little too easy, but maybe. I'm okay with it. I don't want to be serial killed.
Yeah. No, we're good.
Oh my goodness. So little by little, he dragged himself to the nearest settlement, which was Fort Kiowa. I apologize if that's completely wrong, but it was 250 miles away.
Whoa.
Yeah, so he had a hike in front of him.
And he can't walk.
No, he was eventually able to stand up again, but I'm sure it was hardly able to walk. I mean, it was probably a lot of dragging himself and limping around. My God, Hugh, good Lord. So as the days passed, he grew stronger and stronger and was finally able to stand. So here we are. Okay. So one day, he actually interrupted a group of wolves after they had just killed a buffalo. Okay. And so I guess the story is that he went in and he scared them, but what actually happened is he let them eat their fill and they kind of took off.
That makes more sense because I'm like, wolves would just kill you.
Yeah, no, he sort of let them...
They're not going to be afraid of you, one versus a whole pack.
Yeah, they're like, fuck you, man, you're half dead, we'll kill you in 1 second.
Yeah.
So he let them eat their fill and then they sort of wandered off and then he was able to eat on the buffalo after that, which turns out was sort of the turning point for him of becoming a little bit more healthy to survive his trek, if you will. So eventually he came to the Cheyenne River, where he was able to fashion a raft out of, it sounded like some animal skins. I read in a different one.
Okay.
And he floated downstream to the fort that he had been trying to get. That was 250 miles away. So all the while, in the forefront of his mind were the two gentlemen that abandoned him.
Yeah.
And he's just like, he was determined to survive just to be able to look them in the eye and have his revenge. So,
I bet.
all he was thinking is that
That's how he survived.
Fitzgerald. Just pure hate.
Yeah.
So finally, after 6 weeks of travel, Hugh made it to the Fort Kiowa.
6 weeks.
Yeah, gosh. He recuperated from his ordeal, and he was determined to seek out Fitzgerald and Bridger. He first encountered Bridger, but he took mercy on him once he realized that the boy's youth and remorse for what he had done under Fitzgerald's instruction just sort of made him be like,
he's just a kid.
You're forgiven. It's fine. You know, it's all that other motherfucker's fault.
Yeah. Where's he?
Yeah. Let's go find Fitzgerald. Hugh was still consumed by rage for Fitzgerald. And so when he finally caught up with him, he discovered that Fitzgerald had actually signed up for the U.S. Army. And so he was effectively untouchable. So he's off in the Army, and Hugh couldn't go in and kill him or exact his revenge or whatever.
Okay. So, what?
Yeah, so
Okay.
he became a scout in the U.S. Army, and
so was he gone, or he's just like, I'm untouchable. You can't.
I think it was more he was gone, and that Hugh couldn't infiltrate the army to go seek out his, kill him.
I thought he was just like walking around, and be like, I'm
untouchable, motherfucker. Sorry.
Okay.
That knife ain't gonna work here today. No, I think it just he was gone.
I see.
So Hugh vowed that day that Fitzgerald, when he left the army, he would no longer be safe. Ooh. And he would pursue him to the death.
Dang.
But Hugh was never able to fulfill his promise.
Oh.
He returned to life as a guide and a fur trapper, but eventually met his ends at the hands of the Rickera in 1833. So this is only 10 years later, so he only made it another 10 years. Although his life was cut short, he is remembered throughout the United States for his incredible feat of survival.
Absolutely.
And of course, this can all be seen in the movie The Reverend.
See, okay, yeah. It all was very similar.
Yeah, very familiar.
Yeah, familiar.
Any mistakes we make, it's all Jessica.
Jessica.
Girl. You gave us a very drinkable drink, and we drank the shit out of them.
Yeah. Drink responsibly.
Good call, Caitlin. Nicely said.
Thank you.
So actually, that's really where we end. But I guess The Reverend, it's all in mountains and it's all snowy the whole time. And in fact, none of that is real.
Oh, really?
He was in the plains and there was no snow and, so.
Just the snow makes it more dramatic. It's like cold.
Yeah, there's quite a few liberties taken with that movie. But that is supposed to be more of the correct story behind it, but no one actually knows the fully correct story just because he didn't take any accounts of it. He was just trying to survive. He wasn't journaling the entire time.
So pretty much he probably just told stories and people like just the story from down.
Probably none of that shit happened. No, I'm sure it happened. He's like, I'm amazing, check me out. No, but he did get attacked by the grizzly bear. He took major wounds.
That was actually they did a really good job in that movie. Scene.
Yeah. Isn't that where he won his Oscar?
Yeah, he won, Leo.
Oh, Leo.
Finally got your Oscar, Leo. But if I get wounded, especially like on the neck, around the throat, that's like where arteries and stuff really are. So how's that supposed to like...
No, he was like totally punctured. They just got like in between the artery, like didn't hit anything super vital. But...
I mean, I feel like I'm glad that he survived, but I feel bad for the bear. I mean, they were just in their territory.
I know. I always feel bad for the animal.
But that's life. There's a life cycle,
It's the circle. The circle of life. I'm sorry. When you stare at me like that,
I was going to let you finish.
it just went downhill from there. I get so emotional in the beginning, and then I just get wildly self-conscious.
Good job.
I shouldn't sing, but I do.
You're the singer though.
That's right. AKA the angel.
We still debate about that one.
Nah, girl.
Well, that was a great story. I mean, it did sound familiar. So they did do a lot in the movie, but yeah, this whole snow thing.
Yeah, I guess none of that. And the mountains wasn't the case.
Right.
And they added, I think he took on a Native American wife at some point, and that didn't happen. And
he had like a kid with him.
Yeah, and that was apparently not the case.
Right.
According, I have this other article, and it's like, this shit didn't happen, and that shit didn't happen, and it's like, it was so confusing because it would tell this whole part of the story to be like, that didn't happen, and so I had to just abandon that story.
Right. Yeah.
So,
well, it's a good story though.
Oh, good times.
6 weeks out in the
fucking trying to make it 250 miles with your damn broken leg and
wounds all over.
Yeah, and I mean, they totally figured he was going to be dead.
Well, yeah, I probably would too, honestly.
I think they expected to, Fitzgerald and Bridger were imagining that he would die in a day and then they could just take off and get with their company. But,
well, that was a great story.
Great stories, great drinks.
Yeah.
It's just been a delightful time. New puppies.
I know. Well, check out the puppies on our Instagram. They're up already because I'm posting them right now. Also, if you want to suggest us a drink, we'll be happy to try it. So.
We will drink. Well, I'm not going to say just about anything because let's be not crazy.
Yeah. Nothing gross.
If you like it, I feel like we'll probably like it.
Oh, yeah. Let's have a drink together.
Yes. Oh, Caitlin, well put.
All right, so please follow us on all platforms, comment, message us, email us at ishouldtotallybedeadrightnow@gmail.com.
Mention how pretty Caitlin is again.
That hasn't happened, Michelle.
That is not true.
People are just sliding into the DMs, not listening to the podcast.
So pretty.
God
damn it. I don't want to have to wear makeup every time I come here when we take pictures. I hope you're happy, Caitlin.
We'll just use filters. That's what life...
You're the best.
All right. So thank you so much, and we will see you next time.
Indeed.
Bye.
Thanks, Jessica.